Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Business. I've come again to come and stress you out with talking business on this podcast. Even though it's not really stressing you out, it's actually teaching you, nurturing you, and giving you all the ginger that you need to get on your feet and get moving. Somebody is watching this podcast today and you are about starting your business, or you are confused, you don't know where to go to. This is the podcast for you. Let's Talk Business is about growing, developing the business ecosystem, encouraging business owners to actually go forth and win, because the sky is just the starting point for all of us. As you know, I'm all about improving the quality of education that people are getting in the business world. We want you to be able to learn, to start, to grow, to thrive, and to internationalize that local brand that you think that you have. Your brand is not local. Your brand, people will say, but it's at the person house that the chicken does not have value. By the time you export the chicken somewhere else, another country will welcome that chicken with open arms, and that might just be your business. I've done it. It's not very easy, but it is doable. Don't come with the mindset of I can't do it, it's not for me. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. So on Let's Talk Business, we're going to be teaching you, educating you, equipping you with all the knowledge that you need to grow, scale, and do your business right. This podcast is an initiative of the OAW Brand Consulting, making sure that entrepreneurs thrive in the business world. My name is Ayeni-Wuraola. If you're new here, welcome. Follow, like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more exciting videos like this on your screens. Okay, today I bring to you an amazing entrepreneur. I've been lucky enough to have worked with this person hand in hand, and I can tell you that she has a wealth of understanding in the food space. I say food space because some people, in fact, not even just the food space, she's into interior decoration, she's into event management, she caters to ceremonies, she does food packaging and hampers, and she has a food processing facility. So yes, she does amazing work. Trust me. She's had orishiriji. Can't tell me we're going to discuss it today. You people, brace yourself, because there are topics that you people don't want us to delve into, and we're going to be talking about it and addressing it, because you need to hear the truth. Somebody has got to tell you the truth, and that's us on this podcast. Hi Jocelyn.
Hi. How you doing?
Good to have you here. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for honoring our invite. Thank you for coming to grace
having
our
me.
seat. Thank you for allowing us to poke your brain.
It's an honor to sit on your chair. Thank you for having me. I'll do my own dance. So my own dance is more serious than your own dance.
That's fine. Welcome.
Thank
I
you.
want to say well done on all the strides that you've been,
Thank you.
on all the strides. I don't want to use English that they used to murder me.
It's alright.
But I would commend you for the great work that you do in the event space, in the food space as well. You do such an amazing job. Even though I remember when I don't know, I think I came across you came across my brand on TikTok, on Instagram. So let me give you a little bit backstory before I hand her the mic. Now this beautiful lady here is one of you like this that's watching me on this screen, that I speak to on my Instagram page through my videos, my teachings and everything. But guess what? She has blocked me multiple times. she confessed by herself. She has blocked me multiple times, and one day she jammed me again on TikTok. I said there's no way you are gonna hide. So so please tell us, how did you find me, for starters, so that they would, because I'm interested in hearing this in the public. I want them to hear and know that this and this and this is exactly how it happened. Please say it from the horse's mouth. I don't want to sugarcoat.
This is the horse.
This is the human. In the woman womb.
Actually, I had been seeing Wura's post on TikTok, like thinking about it in retrospect now. Actually, I saw the first one on TikTok.
Okay.
So I paid it no mind, and then I had been seeing it, like, you know how it's just the algorithm of the platform will just bring it to your, to your space, and you're just to your screen rather. You're just looking at it, and I'm like, okay. Then not until I think when she actually grabbed my attention was saying things that, like, challenges I was facing.
He the entire body.
You know, then you will not
Shooting
pause.
arrows.
You will not look at it as really I need help. I'm going through a lot. I need it. Then I stumbled on a post of yours again on Instagram.
Okay.
Then I followed the page. So that's why when you asked me, I said Instagram, because that's where I followed the page.
Okay.
So I had just been like, okay, up and down, down and up. I've just been watching. I'm like, okay, those girls making signs if you really look at it. You know. So long story short, I reached out, you know, and I was just like, okay, please come and help my life. I do submit myself. So it was I think a few minutes consultation. And
Yeah,
all
the was
that,
it the discovery call we had
the
first?
discovery
Yes, we had the discovery call first.
Yes, the discovery call. Then I was like, okay, please come and help my life. You know, I was thinking that in the discovery call, everything will change. It's there that everything is going to happen. So she do say that, no, we have to slow down. We are going to enter in another realm. So that's basically how I just
entered.
blocking. And I was like, okay, I've cashed here.
Thank God. Thank you very much. And I like I think you did a review for us. In fact, I didn't think that, you know, you actually did hold the consultations that you did in such high esteem. This madam, if you've not seen testimonial, please go to our Instagram page. I decided to bring a mentee on seat today because I want to show to the world that impossible is nothing. And if you set your mind to something, you will do it. And if you need help, ask for help. And don't just ask for help, ask the right people for the help. Now, today is not about me. I just use this song to speak about it so that people can know that we do great work at the AW brand. We build brands, we build businesses, and the goal is to help businesses to grow, thrive, and internationalize. Open your business in other regions. You don't have to die in one country, except you don't like money, sha. But again, I think I say it on every episode, money is my middle name. Money loves
Except
me.
you don't like money in different
currencies. I
so you can like money, but you can like
naira. Yeah, and that's on you, man. If you like just naira, that's your cup of and kettle of fish.
I really love naira.
Now, speaking of doing business in Nigeria and the value of naira, we all know how we are all of us are feeling it. We are feeling the heat.
Biting us.
Forget pay. Some people tell me, but you don't live in Nigeria. You don't know that you spend pounds. You do the sisters. I spend naira. Let me rephrase. It's naira that I spend. And you see, the conversion of naira to pounds is like suicide mission.
You wanna kill yourself first.
Because it's not something I even want to think about. Thinking about it, on one of the episodes I had shared my challenges or my struggles when I first moved into Europe, and there was a time I wanted to walk into a moving car. It was very challenging. So as glamorous as things might look like online, it used to make me laugh when people used to say, rah, you're so organized. I'm not organized. And I think it just goes through to say that all business owners kind of face these challenges. Everybody has one or two different issues, and we have to boss up for the brand. You are a staff in your company, you cannot afford to wear problems on your forehead, right? So in terms of doing business in Nigeria as a Nigerian, and in a business field where the profit margin is really low, the economy is crippling, and people are not willing to pay premium for their services, how do you manage your business and yourself? Because by that I mean you would have customers that would want to that would literally want to have you like, don't stress me. I know that customer is always right. Not all the time. But then, you know, how do you juggle it? How do you manage? The business climate is very some kind of way this time around. So how have you been able to set your business apart, and how do you thrive in such a crippling economy?
Thank you very much. So
I'm sorry, before you answer that question. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I was going to do that.
What you do. Yeah.
So thank you very much. My name is Jocelyn Ijoma Sinubi. I'm a foodpreneur. I run a brand called The Native Hub. And what The Native Hub does is we cater to events. We serve cooked meals. Our focus is on native meals, not that we don't cook any other meal, but we serve, Nigeria's indigenous meals, the ones that we have lost, the one that nobody's talking about, all them okwa, abacha, so I'm from the east, right? So I give the eastern vibe most times.
Yeah.
Then we serve other, cultural meals and any other meal. Then we're also into food processing, so we do some processed foods like pap, we process plantain flour and all of that. Then we do spices as well, natural spices. So let me quickly divert. I'm a lady that struggled with a condition called PCOS.
Right.
So PCOS is basically polycystic ovarian syndrome. So what that means is in summary, your hormones are acting up. You are not menstruating when you should menstruate. Your female body is not acting the way it's supposed to act. So one of the ways I was able to stabilize this was through food. And MSG played a big role. So that was how I really dabbled into spices. Then another thing we do at the Native Hub is we manage events. So we have a rentals service. So we manage events. We make sure you are sitting well. The chair you are sitting on is not about to collapse. Because if that happens, it's gonna be bad.
So that you don't fall off. Yes.
So and all of that. So what I know businesses in Nigeria is like to stretch you.
Yeah.
Because of the conditions. So we have policies that are not favorable. We have light condition. Light condition don't favorable. So in the food space, you put something like this is just an example here.
Yeah.
You put something in the fridge, bulk. We have had cases of people that they do frozen foods. They put something in the fridge and like chicken and all that fish, and because of light, then you don't want to talk about fuel. It's on the high side. How much fuel do we want to really buy?
That's gonna be enough
before that batch you buy finish, and so it can be tough. So at the Native Hub, how do we really sustain manage so that we're not
running at a loss?
I would say one, because I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, is God, because is you don't have another option. We don't at the Native Hub, we don't have another option than to hold that guy
that Native Hub and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, so we don't have another option. That is one thing. We're in this till the end. There are days where it feels like you don't finish your, but the first thing first is, after God, we just have the understanding that we are in this, we are going to see this through. We have a mission and we are going to see this through. That is one. Then I'll talk about systems. So setting up systems. So you can be smiling because there are some things that the Ayeni-Wuraola brand will teach you. So when I came to her, like I was like clueless. I'm like, this one is doing this. So structure can also be a way to stabilize, because there may be things in your business you don't need, but to feed that, because everybody's doing it and posting I'm gonna do it. So that may not be what you need at the time. So structure. Then another thing is like the value you are giving. What will they sell? How the team be? What are you really selling? So for us, it's food. And one thing that pushes us is it's a human being you are serving.
Yeah.
If we can't eat it, if it's not fit for a king, that person cannot eat it. So we have had cases of, okay, this is bad. It got a bit overly dehydrated, maybe it got burnt, or it's a bit sick. We don't manage. So value is key for us.
Yeah.
What are you giving? So, and that will keep your customers or your clients, because they know that wherever they go to, they are rest assured that the Native Hub brand is giving them quality. Yeah. So it's authenticity, it is quality. So you may not be getting the buzz at the time, but when people understand that it is food, and with this person, I know that it starts with the person anyway. I know that with this person, I am getting value for my money. I'm getting quality. Somehow, they always come back and bring other people, Then as for some people, some clients, they just want you, only you. So that's where structure comes in. As I cannot tell you, I learn it. I pay money to learn it in the class.
So come and pay your own money to
yes,
learn
I
it.
can't,
That's what she's trying to say. She don't want to teach you people online.
No. I do pay money a lot. I can't tell you like that.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I'm glad that one of the key things I picked out from what you've said so far is consistency and value.
Yeah, value.
Knowing the value that you give and knowing your customers, knowing that you always want to serve quality. You can't hide it. Like if it's not quality, then
when I put it
it's not. Yeah, I know that there is a particular outlet somewhere in Stoke-on-Trent in the UK. If they don't buy anything, they will buy one particular product. I'm not going to mention the name of the product. Before you people go and look for the shop, I'm gonna be supplying them there. No, I'm not gonna tell you. They have other suppliers of that particular product. We have quite a number of products, to be fair, but that one product, if they don't see that product, they are not going to rest. So value and quality is one thing. Like I agree with you 100%. I also agree with you on the God factor. I'm a Christian as well, and I think that regardless of whatever denomination that you choose, whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or you're a traditional worshipper, I really don't care. As long as you believe in something, hold it.
Something higher than you.
Something higher than you. Hold it. It works. And faith. Faith. See,
I didn't say that one because that one used to stretch people.
So from experience, I feel like if you groom your faith, I'm a very faith-led person, like to the extent that if I'm talking to you about something, your response to me, I have some level of faith that if you give me a certain response, it kind of reroutes or so I'm some kind of, I'm not a spiritual. I like to party, but I never remove the God factor, like you have rightly said. Now, in all your years of experience in the business world, in this ecosystem that we find ourselves, you do recruitment, you hire staff, you hire people. There is a certain aspect that many people do not look at and they overlook. And I'll tell you, there was a time I was working in the financial sector. I forgot to add, I did not forget, I refused to add it. I'm being playable since, but I'm going to keep it. If I have to, I say what my position is in a certain, financial capacity. And I looked at the process of getting on board with working with that organization. And I tried to replicate it at first in my business as well. And over time, kind of slowed that down. But I feel like many business owners would underrate. In fact, some people don't even do it at all, which is testing. So I don't know if it's something that you do. And if you do, you will tell me why you do it. And if you've had any experience in that capacity before. The kind of testing I'm talking about now is clinical testing.
Right. Okay.
So with me, if you're going to work in my company, as small as we are, there's a process for recruitment. And I do not involve myself because Ujuanu is too much. So I don't, and people abuse it. So I don't, if it doesn't get to the last stage of the interview process, you probably won't know who I am or see me or whatever. And it's not pride, it's just, I'm just protecting myself from unnecessary problems in the future. Now, there's a part that many of us don't do, or many of us don't do anymore, which is laboratory testing.
Right.
You want to know the health status of your client, of your staff, rather, not your clients. You want to know if they are healthy enough to fit the capacity which you are employing them for. And especially in the food space, is something that is very essential. And many times people overlook or downplay or even don't regard it at all.
Yeah.
It's like when you want to get a house help in Nigeria. I used to go and do tests for them because I'm not going to allow you to put me in trouble. I have 2 children.
You have children.
So is this something that you do as part of your recruitment process in your space? If you do, why? And then have you ever had a negative experience?
Okay.
Tell us.
I love it. Let's have it. All right. So thank you again. So with recruitment, I like what you said about your family, and I'm just going to take it from that angle. So even as a mother, right, your home is your brand. Right. And what you are doing there is what you said is just what I want to capitalize on. You said, my children, I have to protect them. So you have to protect your brand. So you're looking at your home like an entity that I have to,
that I need to cover.
So there are processes that keep you going, so that you yourself, you're not burnt out. You're looking at all those things and you're like, okay, I have to arrange this, I have to do that. Then that brings you to extra hands. So I have to get this person. So what is this person going to come and do in my home? So as you are coming,
you gonna do the damage, or
are you going to help us? Because I don't want you to spoil what we have worked for, my institution. So you are protecting something. As much as you would like whoever is coming to work in your home to grow and learn from you, you're looking at value from the person. So you are employing, then you have structures on, you have things like you said, if you don't get to the last stage, you have so yes, recruitment is a big deal, and at the same time it can be hitch free depending on the structures that you put. I won't say much. If we go for class, we will learn a lot. But yeah, it's really
just me want people to come and register for class. You better run to my bar and go and
because you won't be speaking all this English if you didn't go for class. Go and pay. Some of you don't like to pay.
She said go and pay.
Money. I'm saying it because me, so I struggle to pay. Go and pay. So yeah, recruitment is a big deal, and it can be hitch free depending on how you want to look at it. Yes, in the food space, generally there are policies in Nigeria, but I don't think they're not agencies, or they are not enough to scrutinize and go through it. So recruitment in Nigeria is anyhow. For example, the restaurants, the fast foods we have on the road. I don't even want to know how their employment is. It's like somebody is looking for a job. I'm not saying are you capable? Which place do you cook last? That place they have good for you. I enter cook. Let me see. So, but like I said, you're protecting something. You're protecting a brand, and you're protecting people that consume that brand. Now, you want to protect these people at all costs, and health is very important. So at the Native Hub, what we do is, yes, we have a couple of processes, and I am very much involved. Yes, I understand, because I'm a very emotional person, because I cannot be looking at you and listening to your problem. Both of us will be crying. Are you serious? You are going through all that? Would you have to do the service? I know. So I've gotten to. She will just explain, but explain this particular part so that she can. The emotion in her can come outside.
Give you what you want.
So I'll share an experience, and this is where my faith comes in. So we'll call it discernment. Being very discerning. So this was, I think early last year, I was overwhelmed. Like really, the load of the companies they built the foundation on my head. So I didn't know what to do, and because we already do so much, we process food, we do this, we do that, it was a lot. So I needed extra hands, right? And at the time, 2 people had just left. One got married, one had to change states, and I was just there. looking at the business like this is
Only
where
me.
only me. This is not. I'm not telling you that. No. So we had the HR. I myself am the HR. So it was only me there, and
Right.
the customers, the orders, they keep coming in. So what's going on? How do I survive? So I got somebody, get me somebody. I put word out anywhere, please. I'm looking for somebody.
Yeah.
People will come back with questions and all that. So this is me, real life, practical. So this lady comes in and I just look at her and we just talk, and she's worked in the food space for a long time. I mean, longer than our business. So I'm like, okay, first of all, I can draw from this person, And I'm like, okay, that's fine. This was, I think, 2-3 years ago. I don't know. Yeah, early that year anyway. So I'm like, okay, I can draw from this person. And I'm listening to this person talk. I'm asking questions. I'm listening, okay, can you do this? Can you do that? Okay, if you are on this side and this one is, and the person is giving me, I don't know whether she understood what my heart wanted to ask her. She's giving me, and I'm like, oh, this person has worked, for a while.
Yeah.
And I go back and I said, okay, our staff quarters at the time we're just patching tile here, something there, somewhere there, and I'm like, okay, madam, you have to resume. I don't know how you will do it too. So she's like, okay, she's living far, like the distance. I'm thinking about it, the salary, the stress, and I'm like, okay, I'm a human being as well, so you can bring your bags, you can come. So it was a Sunday and she resumed. The day she did, I was very busy, and I was like, where are you going to sleep? You know what? Sleep in the extra room in the house. So towards the evening of that day, I had a strong burden to ask her a question.
Right.
And I was like, where do I, I was just thinking, and I called her. I was like, please don't be offended. Do you have any health condition that I should know about? And she was like, no, nothing is wrong with me. And I said, okay, that's fine. Towards, nightfall, proper nightfall, and I asked her, are you sure there's nothing I should know? She said, this was literally how she said it. Not only fibroid I get, but apart from that, I did very okay and I did strong. So I went to sleep that night and I literally saw needles, like, how do you call this thing now? Is it injection? I mean, these syringes, I saw them like lying on the table. I saw them in awkward positions. And I asked her, is there anything I should know? And she said no. Wow. Right? She said no. So at that point, I didn't take it as anything. So we sent her to the lab, a trusted lab, we sent her there. Initially, there was a hitch. On the morning she was supposed to go, she started crying that her brother had health issues and all that. I'm like, is this why you're crying this much? And she was just wailing and wailing and wailing. So we had to move it to the next day. So I had to leave the factory and all that. And where I was, they sent the results. They sent part of it and said they would like to see me. So I was like, you want to
I'm already
see
scared
me?
for you.
So I'm like, I'm not the one that do test now. So why don't you want to see the person? Why do you want to see me? So because of the relationship I had with the person, I still have with the person. So I called him and said, what's up?
What's the problem?
Where
I can't come.
I can't actually run till I finish. So he asked, how long have you been working with this person? And I said,
even me, I'm beginning to be worried.
Coda will never start the work. So I said, it's only been a few days. The person just came in and said, have you ever worked with somebody that is sick or someone that is no, because our work is bang bang gym. So I've really not taken someone that's sick.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, so not to alarm you, not that there is a problem, but I know you do food. This person has HIV. Benny, he do have HIV.
You say?
He do have HIV. And we need to do the, is it VD, something to know the viral load of this person. Like, let's know the weight of the
let's see how far gone this person has
in her body, because if you're cooking, and yes, we know HIV cannot be transferred through food. Yeah,
but if you have to be careful.
And this person has a cut and all that. And I came back after, long story short, I came back after this experience, and I looked her dead in the eye, because at the time I had come back, she had prepared food.
Hey, fear, young.
So, and she cooks good though.
Hey.
She cooks good. I can't even lie. She cooks good. And I was like,
your up to that
so she
your
said,
throat like this.
"You are welcome, ma." I said, she said, in the factory, all the pap has been delivered. Then we have the gari. She was just talking, but I wasn't listening. So I just looked at her. I said, please come into the other side of this space. At that point, I was scared.
Because you didn't even know
I was scared because I didn't even know. I've heard of HIV in Nollywood. I've heard of it. I've not.
You didn't know that it was going to be in your face.
I don't know what it is. I've not been educated on what it is. So I looked her dead in the eye. I said, "Why did you lie to me?" So at that point, she just knelt down.
So she knew that she had the HIV.
She just knelt down and said, and started crying, and started saying the story of how it happened, and it happened through Aboki. I didn't buy that story.
Which Aboki?
Aboki came to cut her nails, so that's how she got it and all that. I didn't buy the story, but at that point, remember I said I'm a very emotional person. I was just really thinking of, she was just wailing, where will I go, and all of that.
Oh my God, but it must be really
then I started looking at it. So I started asking doctors. I called there. I didn't even know that there is doctor particularly special for this kind of people.
Oh.
So one scary thing that the doctor said is that she wasn't even on her daily medication, and she has stopped for about 6 months. So she had to go back and take her medication. I used the business money to send her back to hospital. She was there. I was doing everything I could, because I'm telling you, this person was in my space. And I confided in a friend who is also a medical practitioner, and she said, you want to be careful with people, because you don't know how far this can get and tarnish your brand. But being the emotional person that I am, I was thinking about it, that where will this person survive?
Where you should start from.
So I started buying thick glove. Mechanic is not using that glove. I told her to get used to it. Then I set up like systems, like digital systems in the house to control. Now this is where discernment comes back, because even with those systems, I wasn't having peace. So I would sleep and occasionally still see weird things. So I was like, okay, what is going on?
The spirit does not align with certain things.
What have I not done right? Then I employed another person. So this is still related to health. And I had gotten it right now that anybody that comes,
you are going to do tests.
We're going to go to hospital.
I'm happy for you.
So things were delaying this particular person. Then I saw that not only she's good at what she does, I gave it to her. She's good because she has been in this space. She understands the dynamic. She's good. But apart from having health issues, now there are some I won't say because we're on camera. So it went beyond that HIV. HIV is the plague game.
It's still HIV is like, it's not a death sentence if you're able to manage it and stuff. So
she was on her medication for a few weeks. And she was with me. At this time I had to speed up the staff whatever building. And at this time she had moved in, but this person had come in. So I say straight, take your cup, your plate is Sophenia. It come with the job. Take it to that place. Don't come yet. You are successfully done your. So apart from that, she also had like her personality. She had a manipulating spirit, So that's aside, right? Now, I had to deal with that because it was affecting the business. You will go and tell another staff that this person did this, said this. Then when they come to work, they are not working
as effectively as they should.
So at a point, she had to leave. But they left together. They left as twins. Yes. Why? Because when the test result of this other person came in, had hepatitis B. Right? So at a point, this guy was asking me,
who did you
where do you go and pack them from? Are they from a particular village? As in,
my body is doing me
this
one
one,
for you.
This one, he said, the lady, I won't tell you to even chase away. But you see this boy, hepatitis, the virus.
Hepatitis is
the thing, don't.
It's not.
So
it's not a joke. So
as the person that's in charge of the business, I'm now understanding different viruses. and how they operate.
I'm sorry, hold on.
I read a lot.
Just before we continue,
Yeah, go ahead.
in your first degree, or what did you study?
So I studied international law and diplomacy, Babcock University, first degree.
Okay.
Masters in public administration.
Okay, so I kind of understand that you probably will be new to say some of these things.
Yes, because I don't know organism. The last organism I did was biology. And the organism, after drawing it, I didn't know it was so harmful. I didn't know that you have the capacity to harm us like that.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So this person had hepatitis and it had to be the next day, and I evacuated 2 of them. So what am I saying in essence is a lot of businesses don't do this. Number one, I think because of the cost.
Yeah.
Because who are you going to do? Because you may not be paying them so much. So where are you going to charge
the cost too?
So you may not want to do that because of the cost. So you now set measures like have your own plate, have your own cup, have your own, but in a business space it's not even safe for the benefit of others that are even clean. Then we don't know, like you may be looking at me and you don't know what I carry. If I don't tell you I suffer PCOS, you won't know. Because PCOS now is not limited to I have chin hair, I have something. You don't even know. Slim, fat, medium.
It doesn't know anybody.
It goes to tell you that as a food business, what we have done is through experience protect ourselves. So now with all the structure we have in our life, health is key.
Health is very important.
Health is key for our safety first and for the safety of those working with us.
Thank you so much, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
You've shared such a beautiful insight into a completely different kind of world in the business climate. Honestly, if you me, I've not experienced anything like this before. Amen.
You will not experience.
Because I panic a lot.
Right.
I panic when certain things don't work as they should, even though I do not look it. I think I'm selling myself out in the open. Right. But I mean, I've just learned to manage certain situations with a smile. I laugh a lot and I play. Oh my God, I play so that the challenges of business wouldn't stress me so much. But this just goes to say that there's more to do than just waking up one morning and starting up a business.
Right.
You need to do your due diligence.
Right.
What do you want to? It's more than I'm selling fabric. It's more than I have a fancy business name. It's more than I have a good branding. I believe for a business to grow and thrive, you would need a combination of many things, like a cobweb, a nest of stability, mental health, a solid working environment, the right staff, the right people, the right mentors, access to education, investment, knowing your numbers, having structure, and the general well-being of your employees and yourself inclusive. As a business owner, what do? It can be overwhelming to be in business. And for someone, I'll use myself as an example. For someone like me, I'm not used to being idle. I do not like it. If you see me idle, I don't know. And it kind of affected me for a while, because when my businesses got to a point where I had to delegate to many, like I had people in different departments that do different things, and I had some free time, I didn't know what to do with it. So I was always cranky. But I quickly challenged myself to have some sense.
That's right.
Like rest is good. So I started prioritizing rest. Now, as a business owner, the work is a lot. The pressure is a lot. What do you do to keep yourself grounded? To keep yourself grounded, sane, stable.
Yeah. Well, this will say it's not one road that they used to enter markets. If you want to go to Tejo, there are many places you can pass. Well, when you start out, you really want to, you will burn. You want to burn, and that burn sometimes good to burn it. You are not aware that it's good to burn it, because if you don't burn it, you will not know that you are
supposed to.
And all that. It's a lot. There are things that you want to just do on your own because Your staff are probably not doing it right. You can do it better. They are not owning the business. They are not owning the mandate of the business. So I think, and I strongly believe, that one thing that has kept me grounded over this short, very humble period of business is just knowing why I'm there. Just the knowledge of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that is rooted in God. Just understanding that it's a ministry that I'm doing. So if I leave this ministry,
where to?
Who is it going to affect first of all? Then where I go come go? What I go come do? I don't sabi to say bag. I do it a fee. I do perfume a fee. I miss oil. I do body mix a fee.
You do organics.
I even bleach people self in the process. So where do I want to start?
Oh my goodness.
Then, with that understanding, I can't say with that understanding you will just rest.
Yeah.
It's just an inner knowing that though the storms may rage, it will later cool down.
It will align.
Yeah, then I think right staffing, hiring right. Hiring the people because when I want to hire people, I ask them, what are you interested in? So you cannot be doing, maybe you were doing fashion design, or you were doing something that's not related to food, and I bring you into my space. At some point you'll be frustrated and you frustrate me. You bring it back to my table.
Yeah, you will.
So I always ask, what do you like to do? And if I see that, it kind of rotates. Some people say, I want to learn. When you see those learning people, those people that want to learn, they can carry the business on their head and they have idea. They project themselves. I have ideas. So why don't we put pink? They may overshoot but with those kind of people. So hiring right is really key. Hiring people that can have your back, because your staff is your strength. Yeah. And lastly, just taking a chill and knowing that it's going to be all right. Taking a chill may mean crying. Just cry.
Just let
the thing flow. Just flow it out. Then use tissue. Then come out and now say, what's up, guys?
Where were we doing?
Where were we? So yeah, that's.
Thank you so much. So I'm just going to add to that that on top of all of this, you mentioned taking it chill.
Yeah.
I also think that finding the little things, indulging in the little things that work, like you could like the movies.
Yeah.
You could go. So just before I relocated, I remember that at a point when the business was not businessing, and I was actively involved in logistics at that time, I would be the one to go and do the deliveries to stores and supermarkets, which was good because I was able to establish relationships with those stores and all of that. And when it hit me, I started going to the spa and everything else. It was just really good. And I just took it one day at a time.
Right.
Even though it doesn't seem like I do, but I do rest. I prioritize sleep. I sleep.
Sleep
well.
Sleep well. Because self-care. Because self-care is absolutely important. Because in the food space, I think if you're actively involved, say for instance, we do catering, we do food processing, and even as a woman, right, as a female, you are not, let's look at it the way the Bible looks at it, you are not supposed to really sweat yourself like that. So when you end up doing that, what happens is that when you come out, you are looking like what are other vessels,
what I got.
Yeah, so you are not looking kept, and because you are just after it. So for business, I think you're always after it. You're always looking like, what's the next thing? You don't pay attention to yourself and how you look. You don't even understand when you're stressed, because it had happened to me early, on in the business. When I started, I had fainted a lot, I had lost balance a lot, I had health challenges a lot. So when you just realize that this thing is growing,
you need to take it easy.
Then you get to that point where you understand that, I like hair, Oh, I like to do scrub.
Thank you. It was when, I think it was when I started Let's Talk Business that I started seeing, and Weeks Atali used to now supply me head. I can't wait. I'll now look beautiful.
Now look,
I'll be like, oh, I
I can look like this.
Okay, bring it on. Let's be doing it. And since then, I haven't looked back because I started Let's Talk Business about 5 years ago, and it has been pure joy since then. Thank you very much, Jocelyn. You've shared quite insightful tips for us today, and I'm sure that business owners today that are watching this today, or aspiring business owners that are watching this today, would see that there's very good reason to do due diligence. You can't take it out from whatever you choose to do in your business. You can't take it out. It is almost as good as starting a business. Do all your checks. It might be expensive, like you have said, because nothing comes easy, especially doing business in Nigeria. It is, unlike compared to other parts of the world where there are actually provisions for certain things. There's room for certain gaps, you know, some things that governments will say, oh, you use this one with your money, take it back, and things like that. And it's not as it's not like that. So the take home from everything that you've said today is the spirit of discernment is very important. Ask for it. It's a gift. If you have it, you have a gold mine. Secondly, intuition is key. Don't, if you are blessed with, I'm blessed with that intuition, I don't even used to question it. I see it, I address it. I don't sleep. If I sleep on it, I'm gonna be in soup. He's gonna tell that you saw it, I warned you, but you didn't do anything. And knowing your why, knowing the people, value creation and everything. But before I let you go, I promise this is the last question.
Like you said the last time.
I promise. You know, I typically really enjoy chatting and speaking to business owners because there's so much misconception about doing business. And if you don't know, you just assume that it's fun, easy, stress-free, hassle-free. And I used to tell people, I would say, the best thing that can happen to you as a person is wake up in the morning, have a shower, go to work, get paid at the end of the month, and go to your freaking house and sleep. Because as a business owner, your opolo has gotta be fighting.
It doesn't sleep. There's
your brain is always working.
That's right.
Now, my last question.
Like you said.
I promise. Right, now, my last question. As a business owner, especially someone who does a service-based business, you cater to people. You cater to people order food. You cater to them. What do you think about relationship status and having certain kinds of businesses? Does it affect it in any way? Do you get unnecessary advances from where they are supposed to come from? Do people address you on a certain level because you can't understand you're single? Or is it just, or does the pressure of last year, the people that did well didn't want to pressure everybody? Do these things affect you in any way? What does it do to you, or does it change your perspective towards doing business? Has it affected your business in any way? You know, please tell us.
I will tell you now. I will tell you. That's what I'm here to tell you. So I think we're in Africa, first of all. And status is a big thing in Africa.
I agree with you.
It's a very big something. So I'm single, so I will speak from
the singular
guest.
It's good. I think we have a good mix so that we can counter each other where we have to.
So you can help us from married side because I will help you from the singular view.
That's fine.
So I think the first point of attack, permit me to use the word attack, will come from inside your house. Your house. That's inside, because they say that a priest they didn't recognize inside
in his own home. Yes.
So it's when he do go outside, they will tell you, oh my
god,
this is good, this is value, this is this. I'm not in your house. What you be hearing is, go and marry, oh, go and marry. This work we are doing is for old people. It's for people that have stable. It's for people that have married. You know, so
totally
starting when I was doing a perfume business, when I was mixing oil, when I was doing, you know, it didn't require so much of my blood. So nobody really said anything about it. They were still looking, and I don't come from a line of business owners. I come from a line of
9 to 5
corporate civil servants.
Yeah,
I come from those kind of people. So when I finished from the schools I finished from, they're like, so what
where
next?
are you going to work?
Are you going to embassy, seeing that we're diplomacy? You know, are you, which side are you going? So by the time I do find work up and I frustrate, I start missing oil. You know, when there is no when there is nothing to do, dreams we start to show. You know, yes. So I start to mix oil. I start to do things, and you know, just like yourself, I really don't like to be idle, and I like money to flow. I like to see.
I have a excuse me, guys. I have a fellow money lover, because the IUP used to look at me.
No, please.
I love money. Money loves me.
I'm all those people that you say money is the root of all evil. They should want to read that whole scripture. I've been reading everything very well. Nonsense. Yeah, money will stop nonsense. So yeah. I like to be productive, right? So
yeah, that's the word.
I like to be really productive. So in my home, what usually happen is when I started food business, you know, it started from the nuclear family.
Right.
I will not call name, but they know themselves. It starts from there. And they're like, you know, I'm on the big side. And they're like, person no go know your age. You just they eat, say you they cook. You just they rise up.
Hey God, I beg.
And those are like bands in the house, but it goes to your subconscious.
Yes, and you think about it eventually.
So sometimes when you are failing, from your subconscious, it comes out.
Those things start coming out,
and you now start to look at it. That what am I really doing?
Am
I really doing business? Could it be true? You know, then you start to accept any Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes around you. And for me, I started getting. I've never really gotten. You know, I started getting. What are you doing? Selling crayfish? No. Please, can we start? Is it because there was no job? My dear, I can plug you in somewhere. And another thing is, when you're not strong in what you want to do,
you get
another person will plug you in their own vision of you.
Right.
They will put you where they think you
should be.
Right. So I've been in that. So being single and doing this kind of business, first of all, I feel you have to be rooted in where you are going, where you want to go. It may take a while. Then I think when you are now confident in this is what I want to do, when somebody comes around you, the first sign will be that person will be a pillar. The person understands that, this place you are going, you have to get there. So you have to get there. But there's a lot of, you know, stigma. Like I said, it first comes from the inside. Then sometimes it comes from you. You know, there are times I just look at myself that
what am I doing?
We taste seba, we taste soup, we taste this one. Then later they will say the glycolin. Whoa, that we go for test. We do this one, this one. So the pressure can even come from.
Yes.
So when you go to when you go for a conference, you know, there are lots of things that stay in your subconscious that you don't know about. When you go for a conference, when you go to church, when you go to normal places, and somebody just walks up to you and say, "Hi," you are already showing the back of your teeth. You know, because you want to get out of where the
society has boxed you in.
Hi, but the person just wants to ask for Bible. So you have to calm down. You know? So you get to that point where you are now living for people. But when you come back through the assignment and you understand that, see what I am doing. I am single. It is my status for now. This can change. It can change now. It can change tomorrow. But I think being first of all grounded in that thing that you are doing.
Own it. Yes, and so you not kill somebody.
Yes, it first of all builds a barricade around you first. Then you are now able to, when you have that, you're able to know who can enter You know, when you have built, you can now, somebody is talking, you're like, okay, no, this is toxic energy, okay. Then you can now shift from there.
But the pressure online and everything doesn't get to you in any way.
Online, it depends though, because how many hours do I stay on the online, first of all? But yes, like I said, there is a kind of pressure that is self-pressure. So when you look at what is going on in the online space, it can even be your friend. Your friend just sends you, you know, maybe you have like, you know, secondary school friends are the closest, and you just see all of them one by one, just going. Your university people one by one.
Am I the only one? Why did I offend?
Then you now go to church, they will not say, they say covering over. So you say,
I'm the one they're talking about.
You are feeling like you are the one that they are talking about.
Oh my God. Yeah? So thank you so much, Jocelyn. However, I also think that being married also carries its own burden on business owners, especially if you now have kids. There's a certain kind of unrealistic expectations that people, you know,
even as a business
owner, yes.
They didn't let us still rest today.
They didn't let us still
rest. They lied to us. They told us we will rest there. They lied. They told us that we will rest there, we will rest.
So typically, I think I've shared it one time on this show as well, where, you know, people, especially if you're a woman doing business. Now, this is not a gender-based podcast, but it just shows, as in, I'm just, you know, opening people's eyes to the things that people face. I've had situations where they will tell you, what are you doing? What do you think you are doing? Your place is in the kitchen. Like, they don't expect you to do as much. Or they tell you, you don't rent houses to women, whether single or married. Or why are you the one looking for a house? Go and bring your husband before we talk to you. Those kind of silly, disgusting.
Even as a married woman.
Yes, even as a married woman. They've said that to me more and more. In fact, there was a time we had paid for a property for our factory, and they said, oh, we just want for what was that thing? I think just routine check, or just for Dr. Job check, want to see Mrs. This. Okay, where's your husband? So you have to submit your next of kin and all of that. Sister, they issued the receipt for that property in my husband's name for no sensible reason.
Wow.
So there's so much pressure, regardless of whether you're being single or you're married in the business field. And I also think that there's still another unrealistic expectation that they don't expect married people to do past a certain level of success.
Right.
So when you get to a certain level, they kind of start, let your spouse breathe. You are doing too much. Your own is kiniko. I believe everybody has their own race, single or married. I believe that if you know what you want to do, damn all the consequences.
Damn it!
And get on the grind.
Damn it!
I'm not someone who particularly enjoys asking for money or spending other people's money.
Right,
don't get me wrong.
I like
spending other people's money.
Yes. But
I didn't want to ask somebody. I like to make my own money. So there's a difference. And I believe that one or two business owners are also in this situation. And, you know, you've always, whenever they criticize you like that, you now run and go and crawl back inside your share. Let me tell you, don't do it. You're doing yourself a disservice if you do that.
But I really, sorry to cut you, but I really think that I am now understanding that even being single is a time to gather, gain ground, something
I
fast.
Promise you.
Because there are sometimes I'm doing something. I will just say, please, I cannot. There are sometimes I'm doing some things I know that
would have gone. You'd be like, oh, I didn't know time had gone this much.
Because I don't have like husband, family responsibility, kids and all that. So I have the liberty to do what I want to do.
And I think it's a plus, if you ask me. I think that
I am now. I didn't think
you would thrive faster. You would grow at a faster pace. Than having to move everybody along
even to
with
set up structures, you know, just set some things going.
Please, if you are single and you are in business or you are just about to start a business, this is the best time of your life. This is the most interesting time of. I'm not saying that being married is not interesting. It's sweet.
It's sweet.
But
don't let them for life.
This single phase is. I felt like if I did not marry when I married, I will not marry you. I will still be that money. I'm at your one.
So God knows how he deals with all his children.
I think
right?
exactly, he knows how to carry on. You say you this child, it's me you want to shame. Now you are going to go there, go get the marriage before you can think of 8 years, because I know myself. I'm just gonna be securing the bag. But yeah, I believe, you know, we've all learned. Me particularly, I've drawn so much energy from you today.
Same here.
There are some things that I didn't see that I could also use in my business.
Right.
That I have learned. Forget say mentor and mentee are sitting down today.
You know, my madam
and being able to,
work.
and particularly one of the reasons why I wanted you to share this story with the world. There is more that meets the eye in running a successful business, regardless of the field that you are. You don't have to be in the food space, but there's so much to learn, which is why you need to stick to Let's Talk Business, so that you can grow, you can thrive, you can do everything that you want to do.
Yes.
Thank you again, Jocelyn, for coming to the show.
Thank you so much, my madam, for having me on your seat.
I'm so delighted that you shared this. Guys, if you enjoyed this session, please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a thank you, help us tell them.
How didn't you enjoy it?
Share, like, subscribe. There's somebody on your timeline that needs to start a business.
Of course.
There's somebody on your timeline that is, you know, looking to build or looking to scale or looking to sustain their business. Or someone is just in a place where they're not very sure of where they are. And they just need to draw inspiration from somebody. This is the right podcast for them. If you're going through a lot in your business and you think that this podcast is not doing it enough for you, send me a DM and we'll book you on a free discovery call so that we can get started with you and get you on the right path of your journey. Thank you very much, Jocelyn. I'm super excited to have you on this seat.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Now, if you're a business owner and you are on this show that you're watching, somebody on your timeline needs to hear this. Somebody you need to share it with. Someone is looking to start a business or trying to build a business or stay internationalized, you know, or you are in a particular place that you don't think that you are getting it right, and you finish watching this podcast and it still doesn't fill that gap. Send me a message and I'll book you on a free discovery call and we'll take you one by one. You know, we'll take you on all the right steps that you need. You've seen she has testified here live on TV. I know coach her, but I mean, you guys can tell. So if there's anyone who is looking to start, scale, sustain, or globalize their business on any level, regardless of the field that you are, I'm your go-to girl. This show, this podcast is for you to grow, thrive, and do exploits. You need to blossom, you need to grow, you need to thrive, and that's why this show was created. So that being said, guys, see you again on another wonderful episode on Let's Talk Business. Mwah.